Is it really true that UPS drivers are going to be making $170,000 a year? Let's get into it. Okay, this has been a story that's been kind of surfaced over the last month or so, and I feel like it's really, really interesting. And so I just wanted to cover it here on the channel, give you a little bit of insight that I have and some things that I've learned about the situation that I didn't quite understand initially. So a little bit of background here. So of course, UPS is one of the largest parcel delivery services, and they have drivers all over the place. And they've been in the news lately because there's been some pressure from one of the unions that represent nearly 350,000 of their employees, pressuring UPS for higher wages. So finally, after some back and forth, UPS decided to give the pay raises that were being asked for, or at least some version of these pay raises. And a quote from the UPS CEO said that the average full-time driver will earn about $170,000 in annual pay and benefits by the end of their 5-year contract. So basically what it is that over the term of a 5-year contract, a UPS delivery driver could earn up to $170,000 in compensation. Well, as you can imagine, this $170,000 a year earnings has caused outrage and both excitement from different people. And there's a lot that kind of goes into it in the details of this. And that's kind of what I wanted to dive into here today, because it's just not what it seems at face value. And there's actually been other videos circulating around the internet talking about the details or the breakdown of this $170,000 a year compensation that I think is really important for people to understand. So let's break it down. So the CEO said that drivers can earn up to $170,000 in annual pay and benefits by the end of a 5-year contract. So a couple things here. We're talking pay, so base salary, and then other benefits. Well, what are we talking about here, base salary? Well, there was a video done by TikTok user Skylar Lee Stuesman, who said that he is a driver for UPS and that the $170,000 is not all salary, not even close. He says that he currently makes $41.51 an hour, and with the new deal, he would be getting a pay increase only to $44.26 an hour, which is just around $2 increase. So if you multiply this out by 2,080 hours, which is about a full-time work year, you're going to come to $92,000. So basically what UPS drivers will be making is a base salary of $92,000, with the rest being benefits on top of that. Now, this isn't the highest tier. There is an opportunity for drivers to make up to $49 an hour, which would come out to $102,000 annually, with the rest being benefits on top of that. Now, here's the real kicker. The rest of the benefits that we're talking about is really like insurance and pension, and these make up significant portions of this $170,000 number that people are going crazy about. According to what Skylar, the delivery driver, said, UPS pays around $11 to $13 per hour for full-time delivery drivers into their pension. And if you calculate that out, that comes out to $24,960 a year put toward a delivery driver's pension. So that's a lot of money. But again, that's not money that's going into the delivery driver's pockets every month or every year. This is money that's going to be stashed away for the future for their retirement. And the other big piece of this is, of course, health insurance, which is incredibly expensive. And while there were not exact numbers given, based on a survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation, the average annual premium for employer-sponsored health insurance in 2022 was $7,900 for a single coverage and $22,000, almost $500 for family coverage. So it's very easy to see that a lot of this $170,000 is going to be going into pension and health insurance. And you might be wondering, well, there's definitely some more money left on the table here because the base salary, pension, and insurance does not add up to $170,000. And that's correct. $170 is what the drivers could make at the end of the 5-year contract. Remember, that's the last piece of what that CEO said, was they're not going to make that all at the beginning. It's that they could potentially get there. And of course, on top of those 3 items, there was overtime mentioned. And so there's potential or opportunity for overtime for these drivers where they could make significant amounts more if they did drive overtime. As you can imagine, this caused a lot of people to go looking and searching online for UPS jobs, as $170,000 in compensation is nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of money. And even a $90,000 to $105,000 a year is still a lot of money in base salary. And what do I think about it? Well, at the end of the day, I like to see companies taking care of their employees. I think that that's a good thing overall. I think that it's good that if you have someone who's working really hard and they deserve that kind of money, well, then great. Pay them for what they're worth. I don't necessarily love the idea of people being forced to pay certain amounts, especially when there are some people who just don't work as hard as others. I'd love to see it be more merit-based and less just across the board. But I understand that there are things like unions in place to help give protection to a lot of workers. from companies who may not treat them fairly. So overall, obviously a net win for the worker here. Maybe a little bit difficult for the company to swallow, as that is a significant amount of money. However, if you look at the numbers, they've already been paying into pension, they're already paying for health insurance, and so really it's only a few dollars an hour raise across the board, and so that's really not that big of a deal. And it is a lot of money. I don't want to put that to the side, but luckily it's only a few dollars an hour, and so it probably won't have too much of an impact on them overall. It'll be interesting to see on our side as consumers how this impacts our shipping prices and other things like that. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope the coverage here has been helpful. If you want to look at the article that I referenced for this video, feel free to go into the description of this video where you can find that article linked. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to subscribe if you found this video helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next one.